Hi class, Lisa here. Today I'm talking to you from my cottage, which is at Otter Lake, which is on Anishinaabe land, actually not very far from Kitagon-Zibi community. And it's a beautiful day today, and just went for a swim, and now I'm sitting in my office. So today we're just going to review the vision and goals of the social studies curriculum. We're going to talk about the strategies and tools that they give us to achieve these goals. We'll try and bring some clarity to strands, overall expectations and specific expectations, and then we'll touch on the concepts of historical thinking. And really we're doing this so that you're able to feel more comfortable when you're working with the curriculum and really understand what its aims are. So really this current curriculum, which was revised in 2018, it aims to take up the findings of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, specifically the calls to action 62 and 63 that call on ministries of education, administrators, teachers to really take up truth and reconciliation in our classrooms and communities of practice. So the curriculum was revised with the consultation of Indigenous people and leaders, teachers, and community. There is still controversy around that. There's some people that feel that it's not well reflected, that the curriculum is still really operating from a colonial lens, and that teachers don't really have to take it up in ways that are meaningful or that might promote reconciliation, or what I like to call unlearning. It also stems from the past history education in Canada, which was really textbook and fact-based. So you would learn about, let's say, an explorer. You'd learn the facts about them, the dates, significant events about their voyage or discoveries, and then a few weeks later you would have a test and see how much you could remember and articulate, of course, on paper. So we've moved away from that, where we really want students to be actively thinking, critically thinking, inquiring, asking questions about what they're reading, and really engaging with history. So having said that, the vision and goals of the curriculum, if you take some time and read the beginning, they want to develop students to be critical thinkers, who are critical in terms of literacy, that can problem solve, collaborate, make decisions based on evidence, use inquiry process to learn. They'd like them to be inclusively minded, embrace diversity, and have a deep understanding of the past and how they are connected to the past and how the past shapes the future, and how we're all embedded in this place together, locally, nationally, and globally. And the document also talks a lot about how social studies education needs to be accessible for all students, different learning strengths, limitations, and that it's our job as teachers to really bring social studies to life for them through recognizing that they're emotional learners, physical learners, cognitive learners, social learners, and that they're operating in the context of their environment, and they're bringing all those things to our classrooms every single day. So it's lofty, it's a bit dreamy for any of us who have actually been on the ground in a classroom, but I think that those are the goals that we all have as teachers, that we want our students to develop And so I think that aspiring to those goals every day as a teacher is really a responsibility that we have. The curriculum names 6 different strategies, tools, and frameworks for social studies. And you're going to investigate these a little bit in the activity that you'll be doing after this video. They are the citizenship education framework, concepts of disciplinary thinking, the inquiry process, big ideas, framing questions, and spatial skills. So those are the frameworks that we're going to use to try and make those dreams and that vision come true, if you will. So the curriculum's broken down into 2 strands in social studies, and they are heritage and identity and people and environments. And in each grade in social studies, students do both strands. And under each strand, there's a topic for each grade. Then under each topic, there are 3 overall expectations, and then each overall expectation has specific expectations. Sound confusing? Yeah. So your overall expectations are the concepts that students should have by the end of the year. So there's those 3 overall expectations under a strand. You might look at them and go, what? I can't possibly develop this in a unit. You don't need to. It's over the year. And then those specific expectations are more skill-based. So those are the skills they'll develop to meet those overall expectations. So I'm a visual person, so I need to have things visual for me. Oh my goodness, what happened? My sky went down. Okay, so let's see if I can fix this here. Oh yeah, here we go. And by the way, in these videos, things won't be perfect. I think there's a tendency when we record videos now with online teaching that we can polish them, and that's not real life teaching. So you're going to see me have those little hiccups, and then you'll see how I just keep going with it. Okay, so that's intentional. So I kind of view it as the vision and philosophy of the curriculum is like the sky. So that's that like overarching ideals that we look up to and dream about. And then the strands are like 2 clouds. So we have strand A and strand B. And then underneath each cloud, we've got 3 mountains, which are the 3 overall expectations. And I like to visualize them as mountains because the overall expectations take a while to master. We had got to keep climbing them, okay? But along the way up the mountain, we're going to go maybe on different paths and see different things and learn different things about the mountain. And those paths are your specific expectations. So we have strand A, and then overall expectations for strand A is A1, A2, A3. And then within each of those little mountains, we have different pathways to get there. And those are our specific expectations. Now notice that the strands are connected by a pass over the mountains. So even though they separate the learning into 2 different strands, they're still connected. Hopefully that helped you a bit. If you want to pause the video right now and open up your curriculum document or bring it up on your computer and just try this out, you might want to do that. You can basically open it up, pick a grade, then pick a strand. What's the topic for that strand? Pick one of the overall expectations, and then pick a few specific expectations. just to learn how to work with it. It's like a recipe. So teachers are like chefs, but instead of using a recipe, we use the curriculum. And then we have to add a whole bunch of other things and take into consideration lots of things, but this is our basic recipe. Okay, so feel free to pause me if you want. Come back though. Okay. The 6 historical thinking concepts are embedded in the curriculum, so there's a focus on each overall expectation, and you'll notice these historical thinking concepts. So they're really designed to help students think like historians. So rather than just learn facts and regurgitate them, we want them to understand what it was like at the time when these historical events happened. What were people thinking? What were people feeling? What were the beliefs behind their actions? And what were the consequences of those beliefs and those actions? And how can we understand it from an ethical viewpoint? So, and what are the responsibilities that we have to those past atrocities? We're going to talk a lot more about this, but I would really suggest that you might want to check out the link here to the Critical Thinking Consortium. It's got tons of free resources to help you teach your students how to think like a historian, and it's well worth your time to check that out. So I will stop there. Enjoy your scavenger hunt activity, and see you in gym class.